right, welcome everyone to another update. This is going to be a private update first, and then later on I'm going to post this on YouTube. So it'll be public, but by the time it's public, we're going to collect all of these trades. So I will be showing the trades, okay, when it's public, when that time comes, okay. All right, so let's take a look at excuse me. Let's take a look at this account, and I'm going to be going through this account. I want you all to know that this here does reflect the daily financial market report. And I'm going to just scroll through this, but I want to also go over the daily financial market report, and I want to talk about a couple of things, especially for those of you who are new. I will be categorizing a lot of this content so that it can make a lot more sense. Excuse the noise. I'm outside right now, so at home because of the quarantine. So you're gonna hear some barking and car honks and all that other stuff outside. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and scroll through this. So just briefly, what you'll notice is the account is, of course, in profit as usual. This is current market movement. And so I'm going to focus on talking about that right now. I've spent a majority of time talking about current market value. And, as a result of that, I got a lot of people who pretty much, they left, not because it didn't work. It's just because it's very difficult to handle. There goes that negative 463 again. Ignore that. I told you before, this account has an issue with that here, and it's frozen. Okay. But they left because they could not handle the length of time that current market value recommends you to stay in order to see profit. So that's why you see a more weekly profitability here. All right. So you're going to be able to make profits every week with current market movement. Now, the other thing with current market movement is this. There's a lot of, let me rephrase it. There's more frequency in the switch positions. All right. Compared to current market value. So that means that you will need to pay closer attention to current market movement than you would with current market value. That's all. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look at the update financial market report, and always make sure that you see the current date. Today is March 25th. Let's go ahead and take a look at the date here. Yeah, so it is Wednesday, March 25th, 2020. And always make sure you look at this green here. All right. So there's a couple of things I wanted to mention. So always with the MAS score. This MAS score is now we're on drawdown phase. So we're definitely seeing a drawdown phase kicking in. Now with drawdown phase, I will say this. Whenever there's a drawdown phase, it's always better to trade current market movement. Take note of that. I've mentioned it before, and I'll mention it again. It's always much better to take current market movement. It doesn't mean that you can't take current market value, but understand that a lot of your volatility will come if you take current market value during a drawdown phase. Now, if you're in current market value and you're in profit phase, oh man, you're on cloud nine. You're making profit, and you're happy go lucky, and you're making your money. And the reason for that is the current market movement is directly opposing the current market value, and that's what we're seeing right now in the market. And when I get to the indices section, it'll make more sense, especially if you're following the news and you're following what's going on. Okay, because there's always going to be a push against what the market's value for a certain asset is. And right now the market is valuing these assets according to the long-term crowd behavior. And there's some other things that are involved, but it's all mathematical. Okay? So I'm going to say this again. If you're okay, I got knocked off. But during the drawdown phase, if you're taking current market value, just be prepared for extreme volatility. And I made mention earlier that I've spent almost 3 months guiding a lot of our members through current market value, through the drawdowns, through the profit. And that's probably one of the most difficult things to do on both ends, on my part and on your part, you as a new wise investor learning how this all works. It's very difficult because there's a lot of things to overcome, a lot of emotional things to overcome, and a lot of information that you've learned in the past and how it just interferes with this, and then you're going to start closing out trades and all this other stuff starts to happen, and it just gets in the way. So now that I'm going over current market movement, nothing's perfect, okay? Current market movement, I'd say, okay, out of all of these trades with current market movement, in 1 week, we'll probably switch positions with probably 3% of these trades. We'll switch positions at least once. Now, that's one of the reasons why we trade with a lot of variety. Okay, you have different Forex pairs being traded, different commodities, indices. You have to add that variety in your portfolio so that if, let's say, 2 or 3% of your portfolio on current market movement switches positions, guess what? The other 98 and 97% are making some serious profit, and it's going to overshadow the rest. I mean, that's pretty much what you're looking at when you're seeing this kind of stuff. I mean, look, not everything here is making profit. Okay, we see that. I mean, here, you got some negatives here. They haven't matured yet. You have a couple of these that switch positions today. All right, let's take a look at it. These are all the ones that switch positions. And now, that's considered a loss, but guess what? We'll make that back. So like with the dollar Mexican peso, that should have been switched yesterday because the dollar is being sold right now, guys. It's being sold off. The opposite is happening in the indices market. Okay, the businesses are doing good, but now the dollar, it's starting to get sold off. All right, so we lost on these temporarily. We're going to regain those profits. Now, technically, we're ahead. Okay, $673. 11,800 minus 673. We're still ahead. You know what I mean? So, that and you got a lot of that in the trades that we place. That's what you're gonna have, and that's one of the reasons we have variety. And I'm gonna say this to those of you in account management. I keep getting, the look. I got it. Some of you guys are extremely terrified, and that's just gonna take some time to get used to. All right, when we place the trades for you, we're gonna place them usually around Monday or Tuesday. Tuesday is really the best time, okay? Or that time when Monday transitions into Tuesday. But Tuesday is really the best time, okay? The first group of members that are hounding us on Sunday, right when the market opens, don't count on us taking trades for you. We're not going to do that. So you got to hold your horses, all right? That's just how you learn patience. Now, Tuesday comes around. We'll place trades, and depending on how the market goes, sometimes those trades will go right into profit phase and you start making profit, okay? Sometimes they don't, sometimes they'll go into drawdown phase. It just depends. But whatever the case may be, on current market movement, we're going to wait until at least by Thursday. Now, between that small little gap between Tuesday and Thursday, some of you are just pulling your hair out. And I've shown you every week. Watch the videos. Go on YouTube and look up. They're posted chronologically. They might be behind a couple of days, but they're still in order. I've dated them so you can see that every week they will mature into profit. We have some of you on Tuesday, we place the trades, and Wednesday you're like closing everything. Now, don't get me wrong. If it's in profit, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I might think it's a little bit too premature, but at least you're closing it in profit. I got some of you, you're closing out gold. Now, we're not going to get your account way low with the margin level percent area to the point where, you're going to blow your account. We're not going to do that. As long as your margin level percent is good, if it's around 1,000, 800, 900, even 700 is okay. Okay? You really honestly have nothing to worry about. And again, there's a variety of trades taking place in your account. So you have nothing to worry about. Let the trades mature. We're only talking 3 days. 3 days. Okay? So now you can only imagine how, with current market value, what I had to go through. And I'm not complaining. I don't ever want to sound like I'm complaining, because this is new to a lot of you, and I got it. All right, to the majority of you, so I understand. All right, so it's not any way a put down or some kind of aggravation on my part. It's not that at all. Okay, because I too have to be patient, and I'm learning that as well. So, but I mentioned that to say this: don't close out your trades if the trade isn't even 3 days old yet and it's not in profit. It may have started off in drawdown phase, but don't get so scared that you close out on the loss, on the negative. Now, if it closes, we'll close it out because we're closing it because it switched position. Okay, but don't do that. Try not to do that, because it's counterproductive. You're going to make, you'll wait around and you'll make some profit and stuff like that by the end of the week, but it's counterproductive, okay? And you want to get used to making these trades. Get used to it, making the profit. You want to get used to it. All right? So, I think I overextended the time on this video here, because I'm supposed to go here and show you all a couple of things. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to end this video. I'll continue with another part so that I can make the points that I need to make, and always take notes. All right. Win University, it's been back and forth over here about that, and that's one of the reasons why it hasn't launched yet. But I'll have more information on that in these upcoming days and weeks, Lord willing. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and close this one out. I'll meet you in the next video. Happy trading, happy investing.